Hi guys, it's me again, and I wanted to talk to you all about something today which pertains to my career. So I know you guys all know me as a cosplayer, and I have been cosplaying for a very long time. I have been cosplaying almost I don't know if it's 2014 or 2015. It could have been late 2014 because I started cosplaying when I was camming, when I first started camming. And I think that when I first started, it was such a big thing for me because it was wow, cosplay? It's crazy. Because when I was younger, I would go through different cosplays, and there weren't that many back then, on Google and stuff. I would try to find my favorites of each character, and I loved collecting all the best cosplays I could find for each character, and I wanted to do it so bad, but I never thought that I would because I had no confidence and no vision of my future. And the idea of me being in photos just no, I could barely look at myself in the mirror, so that just wasn't an option on my mind. So when I finally started camming, and then I saw that I could actually do it because I had the money, and also I could just do it on cam, and basically it could be a business expense, people could help me fund them, anything, so it was a huge opportunity for me to be able to start cosplaying. And at the time, since there weren't as many people doing it, to me it was all about how perfect can I get this cosplay? Can I be a perfectionist? And it took me a long journey to be able to do that. I wasn't able to do that off the bat at all. At that point in my life, I didn't think about, oh, I have to cosplay all the popular characters. I kind of just cosplayed whatever I wanted at first because there was no competition really. It was just me thinking of what I wanted to do and having fun with it. But then eventually I started coming up with the idea that I probably should do popular characters. And at first that didn't bother me because I would just tell myself, oh, it's still about perfecting the cosplay. There's a fun in being able to come up with some art or come up with the perfect version of a cosplay. Even if it's not something that I personally love, there's still a fun in that. So I was able to take pride in the fact that I appreciated that aspect of it. But and I did for a very long time. Eventually I started doing many-vids videos, and that's when I really got I really got popular and got more known for cosplay. And I guess more known in general really was when I started doing many-vids, because I started posting a lot of cosplay videos on there, and they started doing very well at the time. When I put up my 2B many-vids video, it did really well, and I wasn't expecting it to do well because Automata wasn't popular like that, because I had just cosplayed 2B at the very beginning of Automata's Automata being advertised. It didn't even come out yet. I was just a really huge Yoko Taro fan because I had played Nier a couple months prior to Automata coming out. So I decided why don't I do 2B, and nobody knew anything about 2B, but I guess because of her design, she started getting popular before the game even came out. And I did not realize that I actually unintentionally just jumped on that bandwagon by making the 2B many-vids video. And then ever since then, at that point I became really popular, and people started recognizing me for my cosplay. Even though my cosplay wasn't that great back then, this Misty wig is, yeah, but I still I guess at the time there wasn't as much competition for cosplay porn in the West, so I guess that's why people appreciated it. That's why many-vids was huge for me, and it made such a gigantic difference in my career. Everything changed after that, and it made me happy because I was actually able to focus on cosplay, and I put everything into my cosplay after that. I did so many cosplays, oh my gosh. Yeah, I would just cosplay a character every week, or every two I would do 2 videos a week and stuff. Again, I like the idea of being able to attempt to be creative and accurate with the cosplay. It was cool. After years and years of doing this, however, I kind of took like a backseat when it came to a lot of other aspects of my career because I was going through a lot of self-reflection and just realizing just like how messed up of a person I actually was. I could say confidently that I was not truly myself until very recently. And it took a lot of like 2 painstaking years of me trying to really just be honest with myself and figure out like just how I've been lying to myself and not seeing like what my problems really were. And after that, everything kind of changed. Like my entire perspective on life and just like everything I was doing in general just changed. I just wanted more for myself, I guess. Because of that, after a certain point, I started realizing that doing these cosplays that did not mean anything to me personally was definitely starting to weigh on my mental health, especially because, again, like now coming to this current era, everybody's doing cosplay and everybody's doing cosplay amazing. Like you can go on Instagram and just pull up a cosplay on Instagram, like a random one, barely do anything, and it's already amazing. You don't have to look far at all. So it's like eventually it became like so demotivating because what I found special, what I took pride in is not like a special thing anymore, and it just became old for me, and I can't rely on the fact that I want cosplays to be perfect, you know. So that made it so that cosplays that I don't have a personal like for made it like very stale and meaningless. And it started making me kind of depressed, like sometimes when I would have to do these cosplays that I didn't like, because it takes so much time to do cosplays, so much time. Like being a cosplayer is a full-time career. Sometimes it takes me 6 to 7 hours to get into a costume. It's so much work. I did not have time for anything else. Doing those many vids videos and just cosplaying all the time was just like, it ate up so much time. It was just like, that was my entire life, and I wasn't happy anymore because I was a changed person. I wanted to do other things with my life. So that's why I migrated to OnlyFans, because it gives me an opportunity to be able to have a chance to be able to do other things, because I don't have to cosplay on OnlyFans. I don't have to like dress up for like 6 hours. I could just like dress up as myself and it's good enough, and I appreciate that. So I actually gave away a lot of my cosplays for free to one of my good friends, Cassie, because I figured it would be better in her hands than mine. And then I sold a bunch of them as well, and I kept a good chunk as well. I kept all the ones that I still feel like I might use, or ones that I actually do genuinely like, because there are a lot of cosplays that I did like doing. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great ones that I did and I kept, but it definitely was not all of them. So nowadays I still want to cosplay because there's still a fun in cosplaying, but it just takes so much work, and it would have to be for a specific reason or like a specific occasion, and it would really have to be for myself. I cannot stomach doing anything that's not for myself anymore, because it's just such it feels like dying. Like to not do things for yourself just feels like dying. But yeah, I hope you guys understand, and I really hope you guys are going to be here with me in my new chapter to my life. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.